Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Mehdi. Let's see 20 Middle Eastern fragrances that got me the most compliments in 2023. Like always, without any further ado, I want to start by Oud Wonder at number 20. So this fragrance is exact clone of Tom Ford Oud Wood. I would say in the air almost identical. It is like woody, slightly very little green, mature, very little spicy, and has some sort of soapy vibe at the background of the fragrance. Smells very bossy, dressed up and mature. I can get like 6 to 7 hours plus longevity max. This is a little bit better compared to the real stuff, and projection and sillage is average for first hour, hour and a half. Number 19, La Yucavam from House of Rasasi means irresistible. It is exact clone of Tuscan leather from House of Tom Ford. It is a very strong leather-based fragrance. It is not for everybody and somehow, let's say, not a casual scent, but gets very great compliments in dressed up nighttime situations. It smells very niche and outstanding, I have to say. It has a very expensive scent profile. It is leathery. Leather is very soft, like brand new couch, let's say, leather couch. And it is a bit like powdery and fruity, lasts only 16 hours plus in terms of longevity, and projection sillage is very loud for 3-4 hours. Number 18, Porto Neroli by Maison Alhambra. As you can see, they are going after Neroli Portofino from House of Tom Ford. I would say scent profile is, juice inside is also as great as the presentation here. We are very close. So it is a mature fragrance. It is slightly outdated, but has a timeless character to it. It is like soapy, floral, green, and citrusy. Compared to the real stuff, this one is a bit more acidic at first 30 minutes, like vinegary, but after that it is almost identical and lasts way longer. I can get like 6-7 hours with this one, but with real stuff, like 3 hours max. So 6-7 hours longevity, first hour, hour and a half, average projection and sillage. Number 17, Nepras by Letzafa. To my nose, it is not exact clone of any particular fragrance, but I would say it smells close to chocolate greedy from House of Montal without that zesty jammy vibe. Let's say smells like steaming cake, very edible with ton of vanilla. For me, this one gets only compliments, to be honest, from women. If it was a compliment getting from both sides, men and women, I would rank it higher, but only right now I can say at number 17, Nepras lasts on me a bit above average, like 7 plus somehow. And the clothing lasts way longer, and projection and sillage is good first hour, hour and a half, or somehow average, let's say. Number 16, again by Maison Alhambra, again another Tom Ford cologne, Bright Peach. You can see it is cologne of bitter peach. So scent profile is creamy, very yummy, mouth-watering, and I would say done to perfection, let's say, to this one. Very close to the real stuff. It is all about peach, has some sort of creamy vibe to it, and at the base we have vanilla and very little woody notes, but vanilla is much more prominent compared to those woody notes. I can get like 7 to 8 hours plus longevity, and projection and sillage is good for first 2 hours. I would say this one pushes even better in terms of projection at first hour compared to the real bitter peach. At number 15, Eternal Oud from Letafa's Pride line. It is like private line of House of Letafa somehow. They are more expensive and high quality compared to other fragrances, regular fragrances from the house. So Eternal Oud is very close to Grand Soir from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, but has some sort of dark woody or woody vibe to it. Let's say like mixture of Leighton or Leighton exclusive with Grand Soir to this fragrance. It is like powdery, slightly milky, leans more to the Grand Soir side, but at the base has that darkness of Leighton or Leighton exclusive, let's say. And this one leans more masculine compared to the Grand Soir. So lasts on me like 10 hours plus, let's say solid 10 hours, and projection and sillage is above average for first 2-3 hours. Number 14 from House of Armaf, Club de Nuit Urban Man Elixir. Such a solid cheapie. It is a creative fragrance, but not unique. Why creative? Because it smells like mixture of few well-known compliment-getting fragrances in one bottle. Instead of having those fragrances, you can have only this one, like Aventus, like Invictus, like YEDP. All of those fragrances are here, but nothing new because you can get those very well-known DNAs. So I can say to this one a citrusy and slightly aquatic fragrance with ton of sweet notes and ambroxan at the base. I can get 8 hours plus longevity with this one, and projection and sillage is good for first 2 hours. Number 13, Alwisam Day from Resasi. A highly inspired fragrance by Silver Mountain Butter from House of Creed. I say highly inspired because we have something added here. A little bit it is ambroxan at the base, and at the top and mid we have rose, added rose to DNA of Silver Mountain Water. I would say like 90%, 85% cologne of that fragrance. If you like silky, polite, citrusy, and light type of fragrances, definitely this one is a must-have for you, and performs way better compared to the real stuff. I bought Silver Mountain Water, 250 bucks for 100 ml, and I can get 6 hours max longevity. With this one I can get 8 hours plus, blast solid, and projection and sillage is way louder compared to the Silver Mountain Water for first 2 hours. At number 12, 9 p.m. from House of Afnan. At first I have to say that honestly I don't reach that much to this fragrance. If I was wearing it more, I believe would rank higher, this one. So with this much, with this little wearing, number 12 is great for this fragrance. Gets solid compliments. This is cologne of Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultra Male. Let's say flatter version of that fragrance, not as complex or fruity juicy, but fair enough. In the air is pretty close and leans more sugary sweet, this one. I can get like 8-10 hours plus longevity with this one. Projection and sillage is good for first 2-3 hours. Number 11, Camra. I have to say again, like 9 p.m. I don't reach to this fragrance that much as well. So with like a few wearing, gets solid compliments, I have to say. It is a very solid fragrance. For this price, for this presentation, for juice inside, a 10 out of 10 cheapie. It is a very dense and concentrated smelling, spicy, dried, fruity, and very little boozy and sweet fragrance. Extremely sweet fragrance. For me, I get ton of dates and cinnamon, let's say, to this one, like dried, fruity, oriental, and spicy. Lasts like 10-12 hours plus, guys, and projection and sillage is solid for first 2-3 hours. We are at top 10, going fast, guys. Rasasi Daraj at number 10. It is a spicy, oriental, floral, and sweet fragrance. Spicy, like very foodie spicy, let's say, to this one. Like Middle Eastern foodie. Cumin, caraway, vanilla, cardamom, very spicy. It is more in that spicy side, plus rose. Rose is shining here, and extremely sweet at the base. For me, this one is a very sexy, outstanding, spicy, oriental type of fragrance with a masculine stance. But if you are not into those spicy notes, you might not like this fragrance, I have to say. Lasts on me like 8 hours, newer batches. Older batches was 12 hours plus. Projection and sillage is great for first 2-3 hours. Number 9, Sheikh Al Shuyuk Final Edition from House of Letzafa. It is very close to YEDP from House of Yves Saint Laurent without that rooty or darker base, let's say. This is more about that fresh opening and mid notes of the YEDP. It is like citrusy, sweet, and a little fizzy without that much of woodiness at the base. I can get 7 hours plus longevity with this one, with YEDP as well, and projection and sillage is good for first 2 hours. Number 8, again from House of Afnan, Turathi Blue. I would say very close to Bulgari Tiger, but not exact clone of that fragrance, like 85-90% close, but in the air, fair enough, very close to that fragrance. So it is a very unique citrusy, ambroxany, and sour type of fragrance. I like that unique stance of this fragrance. Smells way different compared to most of citrusy fragrances out there, and has some sort of grape juicy vibe to it. Lasts on me solid 8 hours plus. In terms of longevity, projection and sillage is above average for first 2 hours. At number 7, Amir Al Oud Intense from House of Letzafa on steroids. Long-lasting beast mode type of fragrance. Very close to By the Fireplace from Maison Margiela. Compared to that, fragrance leans sweeter. Sweetness here is sugary. You can get that sugary vibe. And they boosted that smokiness here. So on a steroids version of that fragrance with added sweetness, let's say. I can get 10-12 hours plus solid longevity with this one. Projection and sillage is huge for first 3 hours. I prefer it for fall and winter outdoors. At number 6, again by Letzafa, Assad. As I can see, House of Letzafa is overtaking and outperforming other houses in terms of price, scent profile, and performance. Most of Letzafa fragrances are must-have in any man collection. They have such a solid cheapies, guys, I have to say. This one is highly inspired by Dior Sauvage Elixir, but not exact clone of that fragrance. I don't want to compare them that much together. The video is pretty long. So if you like Dior Sauvage Elixir, you're gonna like this fragrance as well, but you're gonna get here more synthetic notes, ambroxan, and some sort of pencil shaving vibe, let's say. I can get 10 hours plus longevity with this one. With 2-3 hours, good projection and sillage. Now we're at top 5. Hawas from House of Rasasi, one of my absolute favorite aquatic oriental fragrances in the game. It is highly mass appealing, like fruity, aquatic, dense, and sweet, with touch of cardamomy spiciness at the top of the fragrance. At the dry down gets more musky, I have to say, but it still gives you that fruity and aquatic vibes. lasts on me 10-12 hours plus. Projection and sillage is solid for first 2-3 hours. At number 4, Amber Oud Exclusive Blue. At first I thought it is from Al Haramain, but I found out it is not. So Amber Oud Exclusive Blue is one of the best alternatives for Perfumes de Mehdiscent, but right now I don't know, for whatever reason prices are crazy. This extrait de parfum means highly concentrated, even more concentrated compared to the real Layton. Lasts on me 12 hours plus. Projection and sillage is great for first 2-3 hours. Get solid compliments. It is oriental, spicy and sweet type of fragrance compared to the Layton. I can say it's identical, but just this one has some sort of ambraxini synthetic notes to it. At number 3, again by Letzafa, Oud for Glory, another 10 out of 10, 20 out of 10, solid cheapie from this house. In terms of presentation and juice inside is a must-have, I believe. It is exact cologne of Oud for Greatness from House of Initio. Exactly like that fragrance, very close. For this price, for 25 bucks, up to you guys. For me, even it is backup bottle worthy. I have 2 more backup bottles. It is like sweet and bitter, woody and spicy. You're gonna get ton of saffron here and candy flossy sweetness. Lasts on me 10-12 hours plus. Projects like 2-3 hours above average. At number 2, Al Haramain Amber Oud Tobacco Edition. Exact cologne of Tom for Tobacco Vanille. Oh, such a beautiful fragrance. It is sweet. You're gonna get ton of very natural honey. You can get tobacco and clove. I would say clove and honey are much more prominent compared to tobacco. I would say I can get easily 12 hours plus longevity with this one. Projection and sillage is extremely loud for first 2-3 hours. Expensive, dressed up, and I prefer it for night times, but be careful of applying sprays. Be easy on the trigger. And number 1, my most complimented Middle Eastern fragrance in 2023 is, at first I have to say, got me really more compliments, like 50% compared to all of these fragrances in today's list. None other than Arm of Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP version. I have limited edition, all versions, pure parfum, but this one got me the most compliments as it has a better opening also compared to the other fragrances. Especially at the first hour, this one gets better compliments. To my nose, it is one of the best Aventus colognes. I don't care if somebody says it is harsh, it is synthetic, it is trash. In my opinion, it is one of the best Aventus colognes in terms of performance, scent profile and price, and for sure compliments. Take care, guys.